Spurs are trash. Spurs are trash. That's it. That's all what you gotta know. That's all what we have to know. Tottenham Hotspurs are so trash. You cannot rely on them to do nothing. Try to draw with Arsenal with your defense. You can't do that. Try to outplay Arsenal. That's wishful thinking. Try to find a way to make it hard for Arsenal to win the game. At least push them. Push Arsenal to win the game. Spurs couldn't even do that. If there's an alien invasion right outside of Earth having a beam on us, and they say we have to rely on Spurs to save us, you might as well just pray just pray and hug your family. The Spurs gonna make us go extinct. That's facts right there. Spurs are so trash they will make us go extinct. Cause that's what I saw. This was a horrible performance by Spurs, bro. Horrible performance by them. And like the funny thing is, like we knew coming to this game, Spurs was not gonna do much, but at least try to defensively hold Arsenal. That's all what we were asking for. As a Chelsea fan, I was hoping for Spurs to do something, for us to rely on them, and I just knew, man. And that's what the quote comes from. If you want to get something done, you have no choice but to do it yourself, which means that us Chelsea have no choice but to do it themselves to at least try to stop Arsenal next weekend, because that's the only thing that can be done. What's going on, guys? It's Black Ralphie. I'm here to talk about Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspurs, and I'm going to straight up be real with y'all, man. Arsenal gave them belt to ass. They whooped them. Belt to ass. They whooped Spurs, bro. It was never even funny. You know, I came to this game thinking, okay, maybe defensively Arsenal might be lacking because of Gabriel. I know, even though Arsenal defense has depth with Hincapi or Square, I was worried that the leadership that Gabriel brings defensively and the offensive set piece scoring that he brings as well was going to be missed. But I'll be honest, it was not missed at all. Arsenal took care of business. They came in, they took care of business. Even though they have a tough challenge doing midweek in Germany, they have a tough challenge doing midweek. They still came, they invited Spurs into the home and gave them belt to ass. You've been a naughty child, and I'm gonna whoop you with this belt. That's what Arsenal did, man. Shout out to Trossard, shout out to Declan Rice, shout out to Eberechi Eze, who was a phone call away from joining Spurs and decided to went to the other side of the town, joined Arsenal, scored a hat trick. Beautiful goals. Beautiful hat trick goals by Eze, bro. I think it's his first goal of his senior career. So shout out to Eze, man. I've always been a fan of him during his time at Crystal Palace, so I knew that he was going to do some damage, and he showed that. He did some amazing damage to Spurs, bro. So I want to talk about the lineup for a bit. As you can see here, Arsenal played a 4-2-3-1, while Spurs played a 3-4-2-1, which is very flawed in of itself. In theory, it should work. Spurs lineup should work. Arsenal was very solid. Merino played as a 9, as a 10. Trossard playing as a left winger. Saka, as always, right winger. Amazing. Double pivot with Rice and Zubimendi. Amazing by these guys. In Capi, I think he was very solid, replacing Gabriel. Very solid. Not a lot of mistakes. Cleared the ball out when he had to. I mean, Spurs didn't even do anything offensively, so like I feel like Nkapie was even chilling. I'm not gonna lie. Other than set pieces and corners, Nkapie and Saliba did the job. Raya, he did okay. Didn't have to do too much, except that goal that Richarlison scored, which I will admit, it was a beautiful goal by Richarlison. That was a beautiful goal by Richarlison. Yurian Timber, as always, man. Him and Rhys James, best right back in the league. Personally, I'll go with Rhys James, but If you say Timber is the best right back in the league, I cannot disagree with you there, man. I'm inclined to agree. Califury has always. It's nice to see him be playing a lot since, especially since the last season. He was very injured and injury prone. Spurs with a 3-4-2-1 lineup. I mean, bro, everyone played fucking bad, but all of them was shit. Like there's no fucking difference. Richarlison has a consolation prize with that goal. Probably gonna be up there as goal of the season, but that's it. That's the only thing that stood out from this Spurs team. Richarlison having a goal of the season, potential contender for goal of the season. That's it, bro. Now, my issue that I had, the issue that I had with Spurs was Thomas Frank. What is your game plan? What was your game plan? Because defensively, you guys didn't do much. You knew you were not going to dominate possession. So what was it? All right. Marino played as a nine, and the thing about Marino is he's gonna move around. He's not your traditional number nine. He's not Jokeres where Romero and Van der Ven don't have to move around. They can stick close to Jokeres, and Jokeres doesn't because he's not the type to move around that much. He's a traditional number nine. Marino is gonna move around that much, and the fact that you knew he's gonna move around that much, you guys didn't do no adjustment, no nothing, no changes, no game plan. And that's what led to the goal by Trossard, right? Marino came, dropped down into the number 10 position, had the ball, had all the time to pick his pass. Bentancur and Paulinho, you guys was horrible. Marino had all the time to pick his pass, and he played a lovely pass to Trossard, and Trossard just came, did a spin, and shot it to the far left corner. Go. 1-0 up. Arsenal won, Spurs nil. And I was like, yep, it's coming. It's coming. Now Spurs have to open up. They have to be on the attack. They have to try to equalize, and that's gonna make Arsenal a lot more dangerous. It's gonna make them a lot more lethal because now they could play those possession ball and just play out and just hit them on the counter or just have all the space to finally slot more goals in. And at the 40th first minute, right? Eze came. Eze at the top of the box had a couple dribbling, went past Panino, went past Bentancur, shot at the left corner again. After Trossard did that, Eze came and he did that again at the top of the box again. The same place where Marino was at to play the pass. Second half came just at the opening minutes, about 1 minute into the second half. Eze at the top of the box again. Scored a goal. Like what? Shout out to Richarlison for that goal. Zubimendi had the ball and he dispossessed Zubimendi and then just shot the ball out 35 yards out. Raya couldn't get to it. Raya was backtracking, had his hand up, missed it. Oh well. And then I will admit, for the about after that um Richarlison goal, Spurs was playing kind of good. They were playing okay. They were kind of dominating possession. It had a couple momentum going forward. Still didn't lead to anything, to be honest. It still didn't lead to no type of shots on target, no type of shot creation, nothing that would make Raya be worried about. Even though Arsenal was a little bit losing their composure a bit because of the rejuvenation that Spurs had, but as soon as Eze had scored that his third goal of the game, his hat trick, his the fourth goal of the game. I think that was it. It was donezo for Arsenal for Spurs. It was done. Same place, by the way. Eberechi Eze scored his hat trick at the same spot. The DMs was just bad. Spurs Bentancur and Poyon, you guys was bad. How did you let Eze score his hat trick at the same spot? Top of the box. That's where he was at. All of his hat trick was him being at the top of the box. But then again, Spurs are Spursy. You can't rely on them. You can't trust them. And I feel like every non-Arsenal fans knew not to trust them. It would be a shock if Arsenal got away with a one-goal win or a 2-1 win. But no, 4-1 win, straight up belt to ass. Run them over, pull their pants down, whoop them. One, two, three, four. And Spurs couldn't do nothing, bro. And Thomas Frank before the game was like, who is Eze? Well, now you know who Eze is. Now you know who he is. You know who Eze is now. You can't say nothing. You could only stay on the sidelines and watch and disbelieve. And watch like, why did I not get this guy? Why didn't we not do everything in our power to get this guy? Because the replacement that you got for Eze is coming on the bench and he was stinking up the whole pitch. Xavi Simmons, I'm so glad as a Chelsea fan we did not get him, bro. I will be honest with you. I'm so happy as a Chelsea fan we did not get Xavi Simmons because he was bad, horrible. His decision making was bad. You want to shoot? All right, cool. But you shooting, you're literally gifting the ball to David Raya. You're gifting the ball to Raya. You're trying to dribble around Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Saliba. Are you dumb, stupid, or slow? You're trying to dribble past Declan Rice and William Saliba, who has been one of the best defenders in the whole league, in the whole world, against the best defense in the whole world. You're trying to dribble right past them. You don't do that, brother. You got to pass the ball. Richarlison was making movements. This guy was making runs. There were times when Spurs was on the counter and Xavi just wasted the counter chances. Richarlison couldn't do much. Udogo couldn't do much. Udugi, however the fuck you say his name. Spence couldn't do much. Kudus couldn't. I mean, bro, there was nothing, bro. First half they had zero shots on target. Second half they probably had like three. One of them was the goal, and that's it. Anyway, I look forward to Arsenal next weekend. I think it's up to us. It's up to Chelsea to slow down this momentum that Arsenal is on right now. Hopefully Bayern Munich can do something. I don't think Arsenal even cares against Bayern Munich because in the Champions League they are they are fine too. They don't need a must win in the Champions League. So we need a must win against Barcelona and we need a must win against Arsenal. So that is gonna be a bit worrying to me. But let's see what happens, man. All right, yo. I'm out. Such a disappointment by Spurs, man. See you guys later. Peace.